So you want to start by sitting up nice and straight in your seat. If you like, you can close the eyes and allow yourself to just slowly start to feel this reconnectedness to your sense of self, such as you're connecting to your body. You're starting to really be aware of the air that you're breathing in and out. Starting to notice the quality of the breath, the inhale and the exhale, so to speak. You can start to breathe in, breathe out. And any way that you're sitting, allow yourself to get a little bit more comfortable. And allow this vertebrae to stack up from the bottom of your sacrum all the way to the top of the nape of your neck, vertebrae by vertebrae. Breathe in and out. And see if you can just start to connect. We're going to begin with a body scan today. It's a way to just reconnect to our body, moment by moment. Once you feel like you're fully connected and you feel as though that you're comfortable in your seated position, bring your awareness down to your feet. You just want to start to notice the feet, the length, the heel, the toes. Notice the feet connecting to the ground beneath you. And as you feel this ground, just get a sense of the support that the ground provides. You can wiggle your toes on the ground and you'll feel that there's this push back. As your feet press down, that the ground kind of pushes back. See if you can breathe using your mind's eye to help guide your vision down into your feet. You can breathe right into that space where the ground is pushing against the feet and the feet are pushing against the ground. On your inhale in, see if you can follow the breath in your mind's eye all the way down to the feet. And notice that maybe the first couple breaths in, that your breath may not make it to the feet, and that's okay. But you just want to have this goal in mind that the breath can achieve this, and eventually it's going to reach the feet. And on the exhale out, you'll start to be able to follow the breath going out the body. For the purposes of this practice, we can breathe out through either the nose or the mouth, and we can breathe in through the nose. And for the next 5 breath cycles, continue to just try to follow the length of this breath, so you start to become aware of the length of the body, the shape of the body. You start to become aware of the body parts that are part of you, that maybe are sometimes overlooked. And while you do this, I'm going to ring the singing bowl. See if you can just let it be a part of this practice. Just being aware that your senses allow you to hear. You may also notice that you smell certain smells and scents while you're doing this practice, and you can allow them to be there. I'm going to ring the singing bowl now. On your next inhale, with your full awareness, bring your full attention to the full length of the feet, from the toes to the heel. And whatever's there for you, just see if you can allow it to be what it is. It could be a sensation, it could be a sense of being neutral. Start to breathe in and out. On your exhale, on your next exhale, continue to move up from the feet to the ankles. Notice the full length of your ankle, the width, the inner ankle and the outer ankle. Whatever's there for you, just allow it to be there and see if you can sit with it for a few moments. Even if it feels like it's neutral or it's not speaking to you or you don't feel any sensation that's physical, see if you can just sit there for a few moments with your ankle. You notice the name, so you know where to go with your attention. Allow yourself to use your will to keep your attention there. And as you sit with it, your thoughts may come to mind, and just be an observer of these thoughts. Do your best to not attach to anything during this practice. Just be an observer. If the mind wanders, gently bring it back with the breath. Reconnecting with your will to your ankles. On your next inhale in, gather your full awareness. It's almost like you're bringing it together and shifting it using your attention, so to speak. And on the next exhale, you're going to leave the ankles and move up to the lower legs. You're going to explore this full length of the lower legs from the top of where the ankle kind of stops all the way to where the knee, the lower part of the knee begins. Notice the bone in the shin. Notice its shape, the length. Notice how it connects the front part of the leg to the knee, connects joint to joint. Notice that you have the sides of this leg and the back where the calves are, this meaty part of the body, this meaty part of the muscle. Inhale and breathe in to the full length of this lower leg, completely open to sitting with what's ever there as you exhale. And do your best to really be intentional about your attention. When it wanders, bring it back in a gentle, kind way. Back to the legs, using maybe your mind's eye to help direct you. Our mind's eye is that vision that we have, that inner vision, almost like our imagination, where we place some kind of significance on what we see with our eyes closed. We have to use our will to bring back our attention here to where we want it sometimes. And allow whatever thoughts that come up to be there. Try not to manage them, control them. Just allow it to be what it is. Each inhale in carries down this attention, and each exhale out allows for openness. And the next inhale in, allow your attention to gather. Next exhale, continue to rise up to the knees, and from the knees to the hips. It's the full length of the thigh, the knees, the hip from the left to the right side. Notice how the thighs are cylinder shaped. Notice how your knees are a joint, and that there's bone, and then there's also skin. There's tender areas of your legs, of the upper legs, and there's other parts that are harder. They both share in the same space to make your legs work. See if you can be completely aware from your hips to your knees of the upper legs. Inhale, I am breathing in to my upper legs. Exhale, I am open to whatever's there. And be curious. Try to really explore this area. Know that it's going to be different for you, maybe each day. So there's always something new to discover, so to speak. And if the mind wanders off because of the attachment to thoughts, or you get distracted, come back with your mind's eye, using your will to be here and be present with your upper legs, coming back to the breath. On your next inhale in, allow your attention to now expand from the hips to the feet. On the exhale, allow your openness to reflect on whatever came up for you there. Again, not attaching to it, just observing what the experience was like. And then let it go. As we continue to come up now from the hips to the pelvic bowl area, the belly, the navel. Notice how the inhale and the exhale help the belly to expand and contract. If you like, you can take a hand and place it on the belly. And in your mind's eye, bring your attention to your fingertips touching the belly. See if you can be completely connected, counting the rise and the fall for the next 10 breath cycles. And allow this breath cycle to be complete. So you have an inhale, and then you have a pause. You have an exhale, and then you have another pause. So these breath cycles are not necessarily seconds, but they're the natural rhythm of the rise and the fall of your breath with pauses in between. The pauses are like a reflection and a gathering of energy. To rise up, we must gather energy. And when we let go, we must be able to reflect, to learn and become more wise. And the breath cycle is an example of this wisdom. And as you come to your final breath cycle, allow it to be completely full. On the exhale, let every nook and cranny of air be released from the body, almost making a shh sound. On the inhale, allow the full strength to gather, completely filled with air. And then we're going to rise up to the chest, from the windpipe all the way up to the shoulders. Notice the full length of the chest, the organs within this part of the body, the heart, the lungs. Every inhale in, you can feel the lungs completely expand, as if you know you're home with your breath. On the exhale, completely contracts with no effort at all. Inhale, the strength gathers. Using your will, you stay focused right here on the chest. And on the exhale, it's openness for whatever is there. And because this is an area where your heart is, you may notice a lot of emotions and thoughts. Just be an observer of both of these. The mind wanders, bring it back using your will, intentionally coming back to the breath, using your mind's eye to place that breath on the chest area. We're going to come down now, bringing our awareness up to the tops of the shoulders and down the full back body, all the way down to the lowest part of the lower back, where the tailbone is. And see if you can almost count vertebrae by vertebrae, going all the way up your back body. Completely aware of each part of your back that is defined by the different structure of the spine, the shoulder blades, the rib cage. And as you breathe in and out, see if you can notice that the breath actually travels through the back body, sometimes just as much as it does in the front of the body. In your mind's eye, see if you can bring this breath to the shape of your back body, completely aware and present. And give yourself permission to maybe relax a little bit more so that your shoulder blades can fall down your back body. And as you do that, maybe you can sit up a little bit taller in your spine, relaxing your shoulders, lifting through the pelvic bowl area so that your spine is a little bit straighter. And take a breath and breathe into the space. And then exhale and let it go. And your next inhale in, come to the shoulders again. Bring your full awareness and intention to the shoulders, and then come down the length of the limbs on both your right and your left arm, all the way down to your fingertips. And just notice where your hands are right now. Notice the shape. Notice how they're sitting. If they're on your legs or on your body, feel the way the hands connect to this body. You might also notice a temperature to your hands. See if you can just connect to that temperature. It could feel cool or damp or warm or dry. See if you can just give it a name. Allow your breath to be completely present with your fingertips as you use your mind's eye to help direct your breath and your attention to your fingertips. Feel that breath come down the full length of the arms. Both limbs come fully engulfed in this breath. And whatever's there, allow it to be. And your next inhale in. See if you can acknowledge the support that your hands provide, the work that your fingertips do, the comfort that they provide, the help, the compassion, the strength. See if you can connect to what your hands provide on a regular basis for you. And see if you can feel completely supported by this. Hands are a place of action. Notice how your actions support you on a daily basis. Sometimes without your approval, without your control. It just naturally happens. Continue to breathe in, and we're going to use our strength to now come up, riding the wave of breath from the fingertips through the shoulders to the neck body, and from the neck to the face and the head, the crown of the head. Notice the full length from the crown of the head down to the lowest part of the neck body. See if you can acknowledge the face, the inner, the outer neck body, the throat. Allow the jaw to be loose. Maybe notice where your tongue is positioned. And if it's on the roof of your mouth, see if you can just let it go so that the palate is free without touching the top of the mouth. Relax the cheeks and the nose and the eyes. And on your next inhale in, allow it to intentionally be filled up with this air, this nurturing air where each cell inside the face body is able to experience nourishment. And on the exhale, be open to whatever is there. We have a lot of judgments about our face and our hair. Just be an observer of those judgments without attaching to any or of those thoughts. And be open to being present, completely present and aware. And on your next inhale in, allow your strength to be gathered in your awareness. On the exhale, release anything that came up for you. Now, from the crown of the head all the way down to the feet, I want you to bring your full body into this awareness. Feel yourself here in relationship to the space around you. Completely aware and identifying the space that you're sitting in, the support that you're receiving from the floor and the seat beneath you. Noticing any smells or sensations that have come into your awareness as part of this practice. And see if you can just completely identify this reflective experience from the crown of the head down to the feet. And take a breath in and allow it to fill up. And on the exhale, release. Allow it to let go. And for the rest of this practice, see if you can just sit here and be. And we want to ring the singing bowl again. Continue to do your best to just be here and be present, allowing the bowl to just be part of the experience, and allowing yourself to continue to be open, completely aware of your body in the space, but present with your breath. If you'd like to continue practicing, you can turn off the session and stay here as long as you like. Otherwise, we'll close together. Take a few breaths in that are very intentional. Start to wiggle the toes. Notice your feet connecting to the ground beneath you. Wiggle your fingertips and open your eyes. Take a few more breaths in and maybe smile. Congratulate yourself on a job well done, as you didn't have to meditate today, but you did. Take all, none, or part of this practice with you. I thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day, that you're very blessed and you enjoy everything. Take care and namaste.